we're going to get to the bottom of this story along with Brother Ibrahim. And Brother Ibrahim, do you want to say at this stage what we have been alerted to?
Yeah, different sources from different places are telling us different information right now. So it is only fitting we go closer to Sanyang, which is in Congo South, the smiling coast of Africa. It is a coastal site where fishermen, where business community, locals are there. So what is wrong there, we want to find out, because that Sanyang where we are going through does not deserve any trouble.
Right, thank you so much, Ibrahim. So what I can share with you at this stage, family, is that there have been protests. Young people have been on the streets protesting. What we also do know for certain is that there have been a number of fires. The police station has been burnt down and has been gutted, and also a Chinese fish factory in the area has also been the target of the protests and has, we believe, also been burnt to the ground. We're also aware that there has been one fatality of a young Gambian, and that seems to have been the spark of the protests and the fires that have happened in the area. So as Brother Ibrahim has said, we're going to be bringing you more news and information once we get on site and we can be absolutely sure what the underlying issues were or are that have given rise to this situation. Okay, so we're actually in Sanyang, and I've passed about 4 or 5 of these burning evidence of burning on the streets.
You can go inside.
And as we go inside, we can even feel the heat from the fire. And I think this is live and direct. As you can see, there's still a fire smouldering in the other room there. It's still on fire. There's still a bit of a blaze going on. So, this was the Sanyang police station. Wow, the ground is still hot from the flames. There's a fire still blazing here. It's very, very sad state of affairs indeed, because we know only too well the financial challenges that exist here, and how under-equipped the police force actually is. And so, to see this police station still smouldering as a result of this incident, it's a very sad situation. So this is the fish meal factory, and as you can see, the security house, has been burnt. The door ripped open, and we can see that this is where their offices were, and all the offices have been burnt. Wow. So these are the Chinese fish meal factory offices, ravaged earlier today. The extent of the anger is evident, and obviously the despair that must have been felt, why young people felt they had no alternative but to resort to this. Inside what looks as though it was the kitchen here at the Chinese meal factory. still on fire here. As you can see, it's still on fire. And these are the sacks of fish meal. The fish meal still on fire here.
That's the freezer.
It's giving off an awful smell. Powder fish. So, I mean, this is what this factory does. It takes the fish from the sea, powders it, sacks it, and then sends it to China, where one report I heard was that it was fed to the pigs. What's this area here normally used for?
It's a firehouse.
The what house? The warehouse. Still smouldering from the fire earlier today. And as you can see, this is what happens to the fish that comes out of the sea. It's powdered and then put in sacks and sent to China to feed their pigs. Okay. This is inside the Chinese fish meal factory, March 2021. And this is the factory itself. As you can see, the equipment is still intact, and it's a very smoke-filled room on the table for their children, to send their children to school. And so, you know, this company here, as devastating as it is, the likelihood is that it's insured, and so, you know, they're going to claim the money back from the insurance. But the people on this side, you know, the local people, won't be able to claim any money back from the insurance companies. And it's going to take a while before they manage to, you know, get back on their feet again. Okay, Buba Bojang, I want to thank you so much for taking me around today so that I could see, you know, the extent of the devastation and the feelings of the young people here in Sanyang. And you, as a head teacher of the local school, you work with young people, you're a member of this community here. You know, if you were able to send a message to the government about maybe what they could be doing to help and to improve things, what would your advice and suggestions be?
Okay, thank you very much. In the first place, I want to thank you for coming as well, to come and make coverage of what is happening, what was and still happening here in Sanyang. And then the government should try to get focus in the area of youth development, particularly Sanyang here, because it's a center whereby a lot of people are coming down here to carry on with their business. So in order to empower the youths and that of the women, there are a lot of areas that they can embark on. In the area of agriculture, in the area of fisheries, like what is happening, because the fish meal, we went there, you have seen the fish meal. Government can really put up such a structure here in the Gambia, particularly Sanyang, and other fishing, coastal fishing areas in the combos here, so as to for the youth to get employed and then try to get something from the beach seaside to carry on at the factory to sell it out to people of the Gambia and also outside the Gambia. Yeah. So
clearly the Chinese fish meal factory was targeted today, so you know that suggests that there is a lot of resentment, underlying feelings towards the fish meal factory. Can you explain maybe what some of those feelings from the young people are and have been?
Exactly. The feelings from the young people that this fish meal has been on the target for so long a time. When I said on the target, it's like People have been talking about it for so long a time. This is not the only fish meal, but there is fish meal in Sanyang, there is fish meal in Katong, and a lot of Sanyang here. This has been in the minds of the people for so long. And then Sanyang is a center for tourism. I know any tourists that come to the Gambia, they want to visit Sanyang. It's called the Paradise, Sanyang Paradise Beach. Paradise Beach.
That's right.
So tourists like it, and the beach is really very fine. And where it is located is really very bad. At the same time, the odor that is coming out from this fish meal is really not health-wise is not good. And then the village is also not getting anything out of it. I don't know about the government, but here with us in Sanyang, the village, we are not generating anything out of that. So I think the government need to help. If such a thing is going to be installed and then happening in any of the communities, the community need to benefit. The government needs to benefit, and we need to know where and how the money is used, generated in the community, so that such a thing will not be happening. So these are things that I think government really need to think of, and then help the youths, and then help these people and the citizens, so that things can go as expected.
I think that's really, really good advice, because I'm sure the factory is making millions and millions, and some of that really ought to go back into the community, go back into improving the quality of life of people here, giving jobs and opportunities to the young people. And if there was that two-way relationship and that benefit, then I'm sure this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
Absolutely agree with you on that.
It will not happen.
Now we're in a situation where the government has had to deploy soldiers and police. There's a heavy police presence in the area. All of that is at a huge cost to the country, and that's money that could really have gone into just improving jobs and opportunities here. And maybe the factory itself could have contributed, or ought to be contributing, towards the infrastructure within the area.
Exactly.
Because I could see on one side of the road where the factory was, huge amount of machinery, equipment, and a lot of development there. And then on the other side, where you've got the local fish factory, I mean, it's just scanty bits of wood and and hundreds of women there would have been working there on a daily basis, trying to make a bit of a livelihood. Why not, have them contribute towards improving, the infrastructure?
That's why, exactly. That's what I said. I said they need to empower, youths, and empower the women, folk. And doing that, that is infrastructural structures also need to be put in place, so that their work can be easily for them. But if not, work is going to look at those things that you have seen is all made locally. And there is no security there. That's where they live there. These are fish and other stuff to go home and like that, which is not safe. So in coming back again, you see the rate that there is no security. There is nothing like that. When they work day in, day out, they'll be at the beachside as early as 7, 8 o'clock, and then stay there up to late in the evening. By 8 p.m. that's the time they start coming up. So government need to empower, the youths. They need to empower the women, and then this factory also need to get back to do something in the community. That's their responsibility. That's their social cooperation. They need to do that. Even the roads to the beachside is hard to reach. It's difficult to drive and go to the beachside. So all those things need to be in place, so as to make things fine. Then there are people see to that. Yes, we have a factory, we have this, we have that, but they are also generating back to the village, and then to see to that there is a development going on. In doing so, we'll have a better life. But apart from that, if that is not in place, it's going to be difficult for us to stay in life here in Sanyang.
Well, I certainly hope that the government does take on your advice. It definitely is good advice. There's a lot of young people in the area, and what we want to ensure is that they are actually benefiting from the millions and millions that's been earned from here. And obviously there needs to be some regulations regarding the size of the fishes as well that are poured in, because I saw baby fishes there, and that can't be good for the environment, for the marine life, or for the future of fishing in the Gambia if small baby fishes are being taken out of the sea. So lots of good advice there, a good suggestion. Thank you so much for today. It's been a pleasure having you take me around. around, and I will be back.
Yeah, you're welcome.
To meet you again.
Alrighty. Well, so thank you very much for coming.
Like,
really, I'm very happy about this whole situation. And anytime you are ready to come here, just give me a call. We'll be ready to get you on board.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.